Many individuals struggle to handle challenging emotions effectively, largely due to a lack of understanding about their own emotional processes. Frequent procrastination, for instance, often stems from an unrecognized avoidance of anxiety rather than the task at hand. Persistent arguments with a partner may actually be a way to mask underlying insecurities and a fear of being alone. And the feeling of constant stress and anxiety is often exacerbated by reliance on short-term coping mechanisms that might provide immediate comfort but ultimately heighten anxiety over time. But the good thing is, as a Stoic, we can control our mind and emotion. A testament to this is found in a quote from Marcus Aurelius: "You have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this, and you will find strength." So how do we tap into the power to control our mind and emotions? To improve your emotional well-being, it's essential to understand the mechanism of your emotions. Contrary to common belief, emotional intelligence isn't an innate trait that we are born with, or a sudden epiphany post-reading an enlightening book or hearing insightful advice. In truth, it's about cultivating positive habits, consistent practices you integrate into your daily life. In this video, I will teach you 4 habits practiced by emotionally intelligent individuals. Incorporate these habits into your routine, and you will see a significant boost in your emotional intelligence and control. Let us begin. The only thing I ask of you is to watch this video with intent and patience, and don't skip any chapters. One, talk plainly about your emotions. When was the last time you heard an adult say, "I'm really angry right now," or "I feel sad"? As an individual who spent time listening to people's emotion, it often comes as a surprise how infrequently people used plain emotion words to describe how they felt. On the other hand, if you spend any time at all around little kids, you'll hear plenty of emotion words. "I'm mad because Sophie hit me," or "I'm sad. We didn't get recess today because it was raining." Many adults tend to intellectualize their emotions, using abstract or metaphorical language to express their feelings. For instance, rather than saying "I'm mad," we often say "I'm just stressed." Instead of acknowledging "I feel sad," we might say "I just feel kind of down." However, stressed isn't an emotion, it's a physical response in the body. Similarly, down isn't an emotion, but a metaphor. Using such terms isn't inherently wrong, but it can lead to a habit of intellectualizing as a means of avoiding genuine expression of our feelings. Claiming to be stressed can feel less awkward and more socially acceptable than admitting anger. Describing oneself as down is vaguer and less confronting than acknowledging sadness. Confronting emotions like sadness and anger is challenging. By not addressing them directly, the discomfort is somewhat mitigated. This leads many to habitually use vague, intellectualized language to describe their emotions, not just to others, but more concerningly to themselves. The issue with avoiding difficult emotions is simple. Like other forms of avoidance and addiction, what provides immediate comfort often leads to greater distress later on. When you dodge challenging emotions, your brain starts to perceive them as harmful or dangerous. While you might get some short-term ease, the next time you encounter that emotion, it's compounded by feelings of fear or shame in addition to the original emotion. Conversely, emotionally intelligent people address their feelings with clear, direct language. If they feel sad, they plainly state, "I'm sad." If they're angry, they express, "I feel angry." Not only does this prevent making these emotions more intense through avoidance, but speaking about feelings in plain terms also promotes better understanding and self-awareness. To enhance your emotional intelligence, begin by describing your emotions in the simplest terms, much like how a 6-year-old would, using straightforward language to express how you feel. Emotional pain cannot kill you, but running from it can. Veronika Tugaleva. 2. Schedule some alone time with your mind. A crucial distinction in emotional intelligence lies in understanding that it's more about your connection with your own mind and the insights that follow rather than just factual knowledge about brain functionality. For example, you can have a PhD in neuroscience, but if you never take time to think about and consider why you get so irritated with your spouse on vacations, you're unlikely to make much progress. You can be a practicing therapist and psychologist, but if you don't make a serious effort to sit with your own feelings of jealousy for your higher-earning friends, you're likely to continue feeling jealous and maybe even end up ruining those relationships. Think about the strongest relationships in your life, be it with a spouse, sibling, or friend. This deep understanding didn't come from personality tests or superficial analysis. Instead, it was probably developed through time spent together, conversations while waiting for the bus after school, facing life's trials, like a family member's passing or the demands of graduate studies, nurturing intimacy with a partner through regular date nights and meaningful evening chats instead of just watching TV. The essence here is that profound knowledge of people around us is achieved through dedicated time together. The same principle applies to understanding our own selves. To enhance your emotional intelligence, dedicate time to be alone with your thoughts. Reflect on your beliefs, moods, emotions, and aspirations. It's in these moments of introspection that true self-awareness and emotional intelligence are cultivated. Indeed, the challenge in achieving this often lies in how busy everyone seems to be. It's a common refrain, we're all constantly occupied. However, this busyness doesn't negate the need for dedicating time to develop a deeper relationship with your own mind. Prioritizing time for self-reflection is as crucial as making time for your spouse, children, or a close friend. There are various ways to engage in this self-exploration. Practicing meditation, engaging in prayer, writing in a journal, seeking therapy, or simply taking long walks without the distraction of your phone. Committing even a small amount of time regularly to be with your thoughts can lead to significant insights about yourself. So, commit to spending a little quality time with your own mind, and you'll be amazed at what you learn. The greatest loneliness is not being disconnected from others, but being disconnected from yourself. Cory Muscara. 3. Be curious about bad moods, not judgmental. Have you noticed how you might feel grumpy, then instantly start judging yourself for it? Or found yourself irritated with someone and immediately began to judge yourself for feeling that irritation? It's an unfortunate aspect of human nature that our first instinct when feeling down is to criticize ourselves for it. This habit of self-judgment, when in a bad mood, leads to a couple of negative outcomes. Firstly, berating yourself for feeling bad only worsens your mood. For example, if you label yourself as weak for experiencing anxiety, you're adding shame to the mix. Or if you think you're a bad person for feeling critical of someone, you end up angry about being angry, which just fuels more anger. But it's not just a short-term issue. Continuously judging your negative emotions makes you more emotionally sensitive and reactive over time. This is because you're conditioning your brain to perceive its own emotions as problematic. Judgment hinders the opportunity to learn and understand. The effort we put into criticizing and judging our emotions and moods is effort that could be better used in exploring and comprehending these feelings. For instance, rather than berating yourself for feeling sad and unmotivated, that time and energy could be directed toward understanding what your sadness is indicating. It could be signaling a lack of something vital in your life, like meaningful social interactions or fulfilling work. Emotionally intelligent people approach negative emotions and bad moods with curiosity, not criticism. Next time you find yourself in a foul mood, try pausing your usual response of judgment and self-critique. Instead, pose some simple inquiries to yourself. What are the actual facts? What events led up to this mood? Consider the who, what, when, where, and how. What might my emotions be trying to communicate? Rather than viewing difficult emotions as nuisances to be eradicated, try regarding them as messengers worthy of attention. What narrative am I creating? Emotions are often the result of our thoughts, indicating that persistent, challenging moods and feelings stem from the way we think. Essentially, the stories we tell ourselves. Pay close attention to any expectations you might have set. What is my true desire? In moments of intense emotion, it's common to react impulsively, seeking immediate relief. However, for long-term well-being, it's more beneficial to ensure your actions reflect your core values, what you genuinely want beyond just short-term comfort. To enhance your emotional intelligence, shift from habitually judging your moods and emotions to being inquisitive about them. If you've made it this far, please consider liking the video and subscribe to the channel so that YouTube will show this video to other people just like you who may need the wisdom. Thank you so much. Step 4. Spend less time around emotionally immature people. Reflect on this. To enhance your skills as a musician, would it be better to surround yourself with fellow musicians or those who don't play music? If you aim to improve your diet, should you spend time with those who eat healthily or with people who frequently consume junk food? For those aspiring to be avid readers, is it more beneficial to associate with book lovers or those indifferent to reading? Being in the company of emotionally immature individuals can hinder the development of your own emotional intelligence and capabilities. Conversely, if you actively seek out and spend time with people who maintain a healthy emotional balance and prioritize qualities like self-awareness and emotional intelligence, your ability to grow in these areas is likely to increase significantly. Observe how individuals with high emotional intelligence and maturity behave, and you'll see a common practice. They consciously limit their interactions with emotionally immature people, understanding the influence such associations can have. This doesn't imply they judge or completely exclude these individuals from their lives, though in some instances, distancing might be necessary. Rather, it's about setting appropriate boundaries. For example, they feel comfortable declining invitations from such individuals. They assert themselves when faced with disrespect or inappropriate behavior. Sometimes, they're prepared to make significant life changes, like ending a long-term relationship or switching jobs, to be around those who support and enhance their goals instead of hindering them. There's a saying that you're the average of the 5 people you spend the most time with. Among the adults you interact with daily, how emotionally mature are they? The answer might be unsettling, but acknowledging this can be a catalyst for positive change. To foster your emotional intelligence, focus on spending time with those who encourage this growth rather than those who detract from it. You cannot swim for new horizons until you have courage to lose sight of the shore. William Faulkner. In conclusion, the path to emotional intelligence and well-being is shaped by our self-awareness, the relationships we nurture, and our response to emotions. Surrounding ourselves with emotionally mature individuals and practicing honest self-expression are crucial steps. This journey demands setting healthy boundaries and being introspective, enabling us to understand and manage our emotions effectively. Emotional intelligence is not innate but cultivated through mindful practices and the company we keep, fostering a deeper understanding of ourselves and enhancing our emotional resilience.